Welcome everyone to my video on how to unlock Genesis, the Mastery Camo for the Black Ops 7 campaign weapons. In this guide, I'll walk you through the exact method I used to complete Genesis just a couple days after launch. Follow these steps and you'll get the entire grind done quickly with minimum effort. Black Ops 7 is the first game in the series to include campaign camos. Each weapon follows this progression. Military camos, which is the base grind, which is 250 critical kills per weapon. Special camos, there's going to be 3 per weapon this time around. Each one varies between the weapons. Check the prerequisites for each special camo individually before you start grinding so you know what you're doing. We'll revisit this section a little bit later on some tips. Then there's Molten Gold, which is eliminate 20 specials. Moonstone, which is 100 kills in tier 3 or higher. Then Chroma Flux, which is the 10 elite kills per weapon. And then you get Genesis unlocked automatically after you have unlocked Chroma Flux for each weapon. Here's how we're going to start grinding. We're going to do it in Endgame. After completing the campaign, you unlock Endgame, an open-world PvE mode similar to DMZ or Modern Warfare Zombies. You can create up to 4 operators, each gaining a combat rating, maxing 60. You can gain combat rating points through missions, through assignments, through kills, through all types of things you can do inside the game to gain combat rating. For my skill build, I went with these. These are the things I went with. First, you're going to do Berserker build. This gives you these other abilities alongside of it, which is fast weapon fire, kills regen armor, critical crit chain speed boost, endurance sprinter, fall damage reduction, and fall explosions. Bulldozer. It's going to give you armor regen, point blank damage increase multiplier, adrenaline rush, revival protection, explosive resistance, and the ability to tackle. You'll see that in some of this gameplay, which is basically just running into people. And then Daredevil. This is going to be your dive bomber, your wingsuit glide abilities, your thick skin, like melees don't really affect you much. Super sliding around, reload and run, and slide explosions. With these 3 maxed out, this particular skill tree, you will just be a monster for grinding camos. You'll be able to take damage, you'll be able to tank a lot of damage, you'll be able to escape quickly and move around fast. This will get you going. This will make it a lot faster for you to do this stuff. Focus on one gun at a time. Once you reach level 20, you can safely start grinding things in Zone 3. Just be cautious because you're supposed to be level 30 in there. But if you're just grinding camos and getting kills and you're effectively killing things, they drop power points or combat points. Make sure you pick them up, and before you know it, you'll be on your way to 30 very quickly. You want to move. There's lots of fear in there on the outside borders of the map. Make sure you're going on the outside borders. That's where a lot of the fear is, and there's a lot less human enemies to attack you. So it's just zombies. Avoid heavy human tech spawns until level 30. If you're in tier 3 and you're fighting humans, you're probably going to get beat up pretty bad. So avoid any of the human or tech in those spawn areas. If you find a decoy grenade, keep it. These are amazing for farming fear mobs. You can just throw the decoy grenade, and if you get swarmed by a mob of them, you can also throw the decoy grenade to get away. These are really good to have. I prefer the decoys over anything else in this game at this point when it comes to camo grinding. Once you get your base 250 critical kills, use the CODMunity App, link in the description, to check each weapon's special camo requirements. It's easy to check that in-game. And also, shout out to them. They have a tracker on there. You can just check off the camos as you go, and it helps you keep pace of what you're doing. Here are some special camo tips. For the camo requiring you to get drone, dog, sentry gun kills, Command centers usually have 2 sentry guns. Checkpoints have 1 sentry gun. Or you can find a drone surveillance mission, which is on the map, floating around, a little green drone. The large drone with just continuously small drones. And these count. So you could just do that 20 sometimes or however many times you need it. I think it's 25. And that's an easy one. For tech kills, you can go to Arsenal, which is in Zone 1. It's down by the harbor. You can run a bunch of laps in there. There's usually a bunch of tech guild tech robots that spawn in there. You can get about 5 to 8 per loop. There's a recharge. The recharge stations, the green missions, they also spawn bot enemies. And there's a surprise shipment container, which also sometimes spawns a crate full of robots. You can do those as well. Another quick tip for you to get your stuff going is make sure you're jailbreaking your gun. So each time you go in with a new gun, it's going to be just the base rarity, which is white. You can go to any one of the command centers, Zone 1 or Zone 2 is blue, 3 is purple, and 4 is gold. These jailbreaks increase the rarity of your gun, basically giving it more better stats. So at the higher levels, the higher level of the gun, the better it performs. You want to do that, so make sure you're doing that. Sometimes you get lucky, you go into a match and somebody's already unlocked these command centers for you. You could just go in and use the jailbreak. You don't have to be the team to do it, so anybody can go in and do that. So my tip for you is to keep your gun purple or gold for all the time. For the whole time you're doing your grind, it'll just go a lot smoother for you, especially when it comes to killing higher tier enemies. Okay, let's talk about Molten Gold. Here's an efficient strategy for you. Now that your military plus the special camos are done, it's time for you to move on to Molten Gold, which is essentially 20 special kills. That's it, 20 special enemies. Before continuing, let's optimize your grind here. In the endgame, you carry your loadout weapon, a melee, and whatever field acquisition you've acquired throughout the game. Since Molten Gold only requires special kills, we're going to use your secondary gun for your regular kills and use your main gun for your specials, or vice versa. Whichever one you don't need the specials for, you're going to back pocket and use your other gun the majority of the match until you come across a special. Then you pull it out, use that gun. A great special farming areas for these particular enemies is the Colosseum, which is here on the map, and there's an area directly above it which also tends to spawn 2 or 3 other additional specials. So you can just bounce between the two and you'll be able to knock out these 20 special kills in no time. Aim to complete 1 to 5, 1.5 guns per run. If you could do more than 1, maybe you could do 2, that's even better. You want to at least try to get 1 gun per run. After finishing all Molten Gold weapons, it's time to move on to Moonstone. Moonstone is 100 kills per weapon, and they must all be done in Tier 3 or higher. But you want to do them in Tier 3, right? Because it's easier. Here's an efficient method. Is basically the same thing we have been doing. Take your current 2 weapons straight into Tier 3. Get the 100 kills per gun. Then head to a safe mission, an unopened command center, or any other mission that usually provides a gun case, and grab those 2 weapons out. Grab weapons out. You just want to swap weapons. Just keep swapping weapons. Keep swapping weapons until you run out of time, or you feel like you just want to exfil. Here's an important tip. You can swap your loadout gun into a field acquisition slot to hold two guns you want to level. So say you go in with a Peacekeeper and a DMR, and then you've got Moonstone on both, so you want to do two more guns. You open a weapons case, there's a shotgun in there, and a sniper. You can swap them both out. The only thing I would say is that sometimes it gets buggy when you get back into the lobby. For your primary gun at the top, you want to make sure that you swap that gun out when you're back into the lobby. You want to swap that gun out for something else, and make sure it doesn't say field acquisition on the slot still. Otherwise, it'll bug out for you. This bugged out for me before, and that's how I got around it. So you can do that, and then you just keep doing that. Rinse and repeat till you've unlocked Moonstone on all the weapons. Okay, now that we've got Moonstone out of the way, it's time to move on to Chroma Flux. Chroma Flux is 10 elite enemies per weapon. That's it. So once you know what you're thinking, oh, elites, they suck, or they're a pain in the butt. There's some easy ones that we're going to go over them right now. Okay, so at this point you're level 60, you've got gold guns, you know how to get your gold gun within the first 2 minutes of the game. You're a monster, you're a camo grinding beast, someone to be reckoned with. You could do this in your sleep. So this is what we're going to do. Here are two paths that I found where you could just farm easy elites. These guys are nothing. They're bottom tier elite people. I don't even know why they're elites. They're bums. They're bums. So here, this is where you're going to find them. There's one area right over here by the casino. You can bounce back and forth. Sometimes you get two recon, two of the sniper elites, and then every now and then a rhino might show up, or there'll be one of the disciples will show up. Those are fairly easy. The disciple's kind of a pain in the butt, so I usually skip over them. You can bounce between these two locations here, hoping for the snipers. Or we're going to go into level 4 here, and this is just this is the path I took. I was able to get almost 2, 3, sometimes 4 elites per loop in here, and just keep looping around and looping around. And most of them were just a sniper guy, and he's I don't know why he's there. I don't know why he's there, but he's there, and he's just easy to deal with. This is the loop. Here's some gameplay, and of course, you know, the awesome Genesis pop, and yeah, have fun with that.
Code initiated. Hold the guild off while I get all the sample data.
So it worked out.